Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, so today I want to be talking about like 5 games that you should have for your PlayStation 2 or your PS2 collection if you've not got them already. Highly recommend these games. Now these games are cheap, they're easy to get hold of. Some might be a little bit more expensive, but definitely worth having in your collection. Definitely worth giving it a go because it's one of these are the kind of games that will take a while to finish. You won't finish them overnight. You won't finish them straight away. They've got less stability and they're just fantastic games. So my first one I'm going to go with, now just to point out, these games aren't definitive. These games aren't the top 5. These games aren't the best 5, or these games are just, they are just 5 games you should have in your collection. So my first one is going to be Metal Gear Solid 2. Come on, it's Metal Gear. It's Konami, Sons of Liberty. It's a great game. A bit of espionage, a bit of like stealth mission. It's going for like £1.50, £2. I think you can get it really cheap. They're 10 a penny. They're really cheap, really worth getting hold of. But it's one of them games that will keep you coming back for more and more. You'll play it, and then 6 months later, oh, I'll play it again. Also, as well, it's one of them games that a lot of people are like, oh, it's like Muhammad, you either love it or you hate it. And I know a lot of people hate it, but then later on they've loved it. And I definitely it's worth trying. But come on, Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 2, Konami, is it Hideo Kojima at his best? He was brilliant. Also, as well, the good news about this, the theme tune was heard by Harry Gregson Williams, who also did the theme. He just did the theme tune, but he's done things like Chronicles of Narnia, Shrek, The Martian. And he did the theme tune to this. If you listen to the theme tune, it's like, oh, I love that. Absolutely one of my favourite all-time pieces of music ever. It's very dramatic too. But anyway, Metal Gear Solid 2, highly recommend. Have it in your collection. It's cheap, it's easy, and it's a great game. So that's my first one. My second one, I've had to put this in. I've kind of like felt my arms behind my back. No, I'm just kidding. Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 12 is quality. It differed from the rest of the Final Fantasies. They changed up. It made it sort of it's like online gameplay now, but it's not. It is. So you see a baddie, you tackle it. It's not random battles anymore. So some people weren't happy about that. Me, I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, and I wasn't too keen on it. It's grown on me a lot. Yeah, it's a gambit system where you have to select your characters at what level they want to start healing at, and when do they start to attack, and when do they help your friends out. But after you've got used to it, it grows on you. It grows on you a lot, and it's still really cheap. Highly recommend getting it if you've not got it already. If you have got it, go out and give it a play now. It's brilliant. I absolutely love this game. It's one of my favourites. I've got to say, it is not my favourite to point out, but it's one of my favourites. My next one. Another Konami one, to be honest, or Konami. It's a horror survival. Yeah, it's Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2. Oh, come on! How good is this game? A great horror survival. It's one of those that you just keep coming back for more and more and more. Great storyline as well. Psychological horror survival. It gets twisted in some areas. And some people, when it first came out, didn't like kind of the tank system on it. The tank movement. You've got 2D or 3D you can choose from, the tank controls. And it didn't take well at first. But, you look back and I've played the game like 5, 6, 7 times. I like to finish it. I like to come back and play it again. Close the curtains, turn the lights down, blast the music out. So, when you're walking through a misty area, you can hear a noise in the background. And you're like, whoa, what's that? But once you've played it a while, you do expect it. But it's still great. And the music is alone, just I can listen to that all the time. It's so, the ambience in it is fantastic. It gives you sometimes it can make you feel so down, and sometimes it can make you feel like up again. And it's like music that does that, but the game itself is an absolute classic. Absolute classic. They did do a high definition version. I still think the PS2 version is better, but PS2, if you've not got it, highly recommend getting it. Give it a try. It is one of those that it will grow on you. I know some people, once again, don't like it. It's like, oh, I played it, it's not my favourite. I didn't like it at first, so I tried it out, but this was ages ago. And then, in my own time, played it, and I did enjoy it. It's not one of those where you've been bombarded by the baddies or the bad guys are coming for you. You get one every now and then, but then you'd follow the storyline as well. It's good. It's definitely good. Take my word for it. Next one, I think this one is obvious. I think it's probably in like 99.9999999% of people's collections already. It's Resident Evil 4. Now, come on. I can just put that down and carry on because I think that explains itself straight away. Resident Evil 4. If you've not played it, you've been on Mars, under a rock, in a cave for the last 30 years. If you've never heard it, I think everyone's played this one. And it won so many awards. And yeah, it got 10 out of 10 from Gold PlayStation 2 magazine, of course. It is a great storyline. Still graphics, I think, hold up well today. And it was the first time you could you start to physically see the heads getting cut off, and instead of them just blowing off like zombies, you could see the heads being cut off this time, a bit more gruesome. But yeah, I absolutely adore it. I absolutely adore it. I've got it like 4 or 5 times. My PS2 version is probably one of my ones I play regularly. I do like it. Like I say, great storyline. The music as well. The music is fantastic, and and I noticed all the rest of them kind of followed suit after that. And I'm a big Resident Evil fan, and I even love the remakes, Resident Evil 2 and 3. But this one is probably still in my top 3 best Resident Evil games, probably top 2 best Resident Evil games. Yeah, something like that. And then my last one. This is probably one of my favourite all-time games for the PS2. Probably the only reason why I want a PS2, and it is Final Fantasy X. Yes, I absolutely adore this game. This is a legend. This is my go-to game. When you're feeling down, you're feeling sad, Final Fantasy X. You know why? The music is just amazing. It's one of those games that you'll spend hours and hours and hours. I think if you take your time and you like to build your character up, you've got like 100 hours gameplay. And then after you finish, you go back and do the capturing. You can still carry on if you want to build, do the whole sphere grid and get them maxed out. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it indeed. But yeah, it's going like it's £2, £3, quite cheap. And I highly recommend it. But those are definitely 5 games I would definitely recommend having in your PS2 collection if you have a PS2. If you're not, or you're just starting out, you've bought a PS2. Look at them 5 games. They're dead cheap as well. They are quite cheap. 10 pennies. You can get a hold of them dead easily. And they're one of those games that you've got lots of hours gameplay in there as well. So guys, 5 games for the PS2 that I recommend having in your collection, whether you call them a starter pack. Like I say, they're not the top 5, although I think some of them probably would be in there. They're not the top 5. I've chosen them because they're still quite cheap, still easy to get hold of. There's a lot of gameplay, a lot of life stability, and they will keep you coming back for more and more and more. So 5 games for the PS2 in your collection, definitely worth. Go out, give it a try now. Alright guys, so once again, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.